Kids start as a program that carries on the idea of capturing kids' hearts, but with the students taking ownership of it, how do you see this fitting into the district's mission?
I think that's what's key there, that here specifically at Lakeview High School, students really take the lead with ambassadors. As you asked, how does it fit in the district's mission? We are Capturing Kids' Hearts district, and so that's very important to our mission in SAISD, but it reaches the highest point when students have ownership.
Okay. Has there been an increase in student engagement or participation in school generally due to the program?
I would say yes, only because I'm going to use this word a lot simply because that's why I really do like these types of organizations, and ambassadors tends to be one of the larger ones here. It is really an inclusive group. A lot of groups like NHS and whatnot, those are exclusive, meaning that you have to have certain criteria to be in them, where ambassadors and Spanish Club could be another example of that. They're just bringing in individuals who want to be part of the school. And so ambassadors is even more blanketed than, for the example I just used, Spanish Club. You don't have to be in Spanish, or you feel like you need to be in Spanish to be in that. Ambassadors is a blanket across the school. You just want to do better by yourself, be part of the school, and you can be.
How do you think ambassadors has affected the overall school culture and community?
I think ambassadors here at Lakeview has impacted the student body and the staff at Lakeview High School in really having student voice and what drives the daily operations at Lakeview. When you talk about the community, it's directly impacted both the high school's middle school feeder and then the elementary campuses that feed into the middle school and the high school. So that's really how you take something beyond your campus and you have an impact throughout your whole school community.
Have you seen an increase in students' confidence or motivation once the program was put in place? How so?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you'd have to speak, and this is educational jargon to an extent, but it's always about the individual, and seeing specific individuals that have been in ambassadors, they would have never been given that opportunity to be able to have that leadership role, simply because they're not in some of the other clubs that tend to do that, or they're not in a place to do that, where ambassadors gives you that role by being in, the officers or the organization, that the administration part of it, or simply taking on one of the activities that they'll do and be taking on that leadership role. On top of, I've seen them personally give speeches and do things that, oh my gosh, that I probably at that age I would have been able to do, but because they've been placed there multiple times, their confidence and all of that just gets built on top of each other, and they do it very, very easily now.
Thank you. Beneficial to implement in other schools? If so, why?
It's very beneficial. We do have it at all of our schools, but again, it comes down to the students themselves and their ownership. So Lakeview High School has modeled the highest level of student-led ambassadors. Now, in all truthfulness, we have a couple of elementaries that feed Lakeview that are on Lakeview's hills to be elementary students. They've been national showcase campuses for a number of years. The difference is in the responsibility that the students can take on the elementary level versus the high school level, and that's what really sets it apart. So yes, it's highly beneficial, and we would love to see it run to this highest level in every campus in SAISD. But I do want to clarify, we do have it at all campuses, but definitely not to this level of student-led.